Okay, we're recording. We're good to go.
Yay! So we just wanted to do this call, pop-up call, super last minute, but because our brains are literally exploding from Summit and like all the information there, I think there's like a general session with a bunch of different speakers. There's another morning session like the next day on Saturday, and then there's afternoon sessions for like 3 hours each. So just crazy, like so much, so much. So
Too much
I
good
just
stuff.
want to start and like help, or not help, but like share with you guys some of my best notes that I took, and hopefully it can help you too. And then at the end, this shirt I'm wearing now, it's like one of Shaun T's program size. It's like a dance program, but it was $250 and buy one get one free. So all the deals. Okay. But I just want to start with this because I found this in my notes and it's amazing. It's so a coach, one of the top coaches in the network, I think, shared this, and it was just on how to invite for like 2018 because things have drastically changed. And like if you're not aware of that yet, like you need to get on the train of like how to invite for 2018 versus like the old way of like holding your shaker cup up to your face and like showing the Shakeology or like showing your Energize, like with the Beachbody label, because that's not like curiosity marketing. So we definitely want to be posting pictures and like creating curiosity as we're posting and sharing, because then that's going to have people like come to us. So different ways of inviting after you post in that way are through polls. So one girl said that she would make a poll on her story just randomly throughout her day. Like maybe she took a picture of her salad and then she said, do you struggle with nutrition too? So making it and sort of like a poll, a really, really easy just question of, do you struggle with this too? I feel like that's inviting the person in, and it's not like, do you struggle with nutrition? Let me help you. It's like, I struggle with nutrition. You struggle, like, let's struggle together, but like help each other together. And then another way she did it, I think she said she did a poll and asked, what do you need help with? And then she did fitness or nutrition, or it was like fitness and nutrition or nutrition. And so that is another like really cool idea, just like creating a poll. I don't even know, I guess I would make that poll maybe after I worked out or maybe after I ate a meal, like just kind of like naturally as it flows in your life and as you'd have these thoughts, creating a poll and just inviting. And then it's so easy. You can go back to the poll and see who answered what, and you can send them a direct message and be like, hey, I noticed you commented or you voted on my poll, and actually like I'm hosting this group and I would love for you to join us because it's a nutrition focus group and you answered that you need help with nutrition. So it's super like easy. It just like takes out all the guesswork. And I actually did that with Lift 4 last week. I think I made like, or the week before Summit, I made like 2 or 3 different polls throughout the week, and I just like reached out to those people individually, added them to a group, and like shared more info. Like it was super simple. So that takes a lot of like the stress out of it, of like, oh my gosh, like I have to get like 30 people and I don't know if they want to join, and inviting like can be scary. So this is a really good way to do it. Another one she said was, do you want to prep with me for summer? And then like there were 2 options. Like one after the other, just like explaining, hey guys, like I'm super excited about this program that I'm doing. It's a summer program, 30 minutes a piece, and you kind of just share your journey, like with what you're going to do, share your story, like why are you excited? Like I love yoga, so this program is going to allow me to do more yoga, or this program is going to involve weights and I'm like really getting excited about weightlifting. So like share why this program, like why you're excited about it, how it plays into your life and your story. And then at the end of that, like create a poll and make the options like both positive rather than like a positive and like a negative, like yes or no, because then like, I don't know, that's just scary. Like I don't want people to say no. So I always put on there like, yes, I'm interested, or I'm scared, but I want more information. And then people can just choose. And it's another really simple way, like go into that poll and look up the people that voted and send them a message and ask if they want more details. And like 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes to like, are you open to learning more? Because who's not, like, who doesn't want to be open to learning more? I feel like that's like everybody does. So, and then another one is, I know I've talked about this before on like, I don't even know, a social media training or something, but it's the 5-3-1 rule. And I've been doing this in my business now for like months, and it's amazing, and it helps grow your social media, but it also helps you like find like your dream team coaches and your people. And most times like coaches will be like come from challengers. So even helps you find your dream challengers, I guess, in a sense, will someday be coaches. But the 5-3-1 rule is going to someone's page, like searching a hashtag or searching a brand, or sometimes I even go to like my favorite accounts who are really, really popular, not coaches though, and I look at their followers, and then I'll like find public accounts of like from their followers, and you like 5 photos, and then you comment like those automated accounts do. I'll like, comment on a picture of a girl's shoes and be like, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. Where did you get those? Or do they have those in pink? Like, I don't know, just weird random question. And then the one stands for like a follow or maybe a direct message. So this has been working for me really, really well when I'm in a rut and like I'm not having new people come to my page. I'm not like, there's not a lot of growth happening. And so it's like a manual way of doing what an algorithm would do for you. So you're just showing you're showing your name into this other, I don't know, social media account, and you're liking 5 photos, you're commenting on 3, and you're following them. So your name's going to be popping up, and they're going to be like, oh, this girl, like she likes me, or, she likes my pictures. And that's like really flattering. Like if that happened to me. So I would want to talk to her. Let's see, what else? I don't know why. Oh, so another way of doing this is like through you can do a giveaway with like Energize and call it like whatever you call it, like Liquid Lightning or your unicorn juice or whatever, and say tag 3 friends. So that's a really good way to invite someone, because if you're doing a giveaway with one of the Beachbody products or like a sample of Shakeology or something like that, they're going to comment like 3 friends or 2 friends that would be interested in the product as well. And you can message like all 3 of them, regardless of if they win or not. Like down the road, you can message them because obviously they were interested in winning, so they like that product, or maybe they're just curious about it. So shoot them a DM, be like, hey girl, like I noticed you commented on this picture and I love these products, yada yada. So that's a really, really easy way. And then lastly is sharing transformations and testimonials. Like, so simple. And I feel like a lot of times, like especially nowadays with social media and all the algorithms changing, like we overthink things because stories, this is where it usually works the best for me. Or if I do in a post, I'll do my transformation first and then like 3 other testimonial transformations of other like clients, or sometimes I'll even do coaches. Like if there's like a coach on my team who had an awesome transformation, like I'm going to post her picture on mine to use it, because I know she worked hard for that, and it's going to help like get people in the door and be excited about this program or whatever it is, this lifestyle. So sharing that either on a post that you can like swipe through or your story. And when I do them on my story, I always add like fun little gifts or like little sayings of like, she's killing it, or like, way to go girl. And then at the end, you can do one of those polls again, or you can create a post and then do it, like write up a story about like your experience with this program or your experience with health or what's changing for you, like before the program to after, before Beachbody in general to after. And then have like a little call to action at the bottom of like, would you want to like see these amazing results, or would you ever be interested in community, or like whatever the key focus is of that post. It's super easy. to then go in and see who like looked at these transformationals in my story, or who commented or who liked the photo that I posted of these transformations, and then send them a message. Like the worst that they can say is, no, I just liked the photo because I liked it. And then you can talk to them later on. So those are just like super simple ways I feel like of inviting that we, oh my gosh, we overthink that so much. I do, at least, so much. So let me see. I know I had another really, really good section here.
I'm going to hop on while you look for that. Like there were so many good trainings, like everything Leanna just shared. There was literally like 20 of those trainings you could go to learn all of this, like really, really in-depth, immediately applicable information. And we're definitely going to touch on a lot of those. But one of the biggest things that like I took away from this summit experience is the potential that I have, the potential that my team has, the potential that we have as coaches to actually make a lasting impact in this world. It really took me back to like why I signed up as a coach. I know I personally was getting like really, really caught up in a lot of like, there's a lot of information as far as coaching goes. And I think lately I was getting caught up in a lot of that side information, and it took me back from why I signed up as a coach in the first place, like what my goal as a coach was and is when I first started. And, you know, I've learned, and what I took away from it is that everything that's like stopping me in my business is all on me. Anything that's like holding my business back from reaching its true potential, from reaching like what this business can be and can provide for me, and that freedom that I know it can offer, I'm holding myself back. The number one reason like people aren't hitting their goals is because of fear. It's because of, you know, doubting ourselves or being afraid we can't succeed. And it took me way back to just kind of like the basics of why I wanted to do this. And that's, you know, I truly believe that there's this like epidemic going on in this world where people just aren't living healthy. They're living lives less than what they deserve to live. And whether it's like with their mental health, their physical health, or just like their day-to-day getting caught in that, somebody shared it as the Groundhog Day of work, school, or work, sleep, and limiting yourself and limiting your life, because that's just like, you know, it's easy to keep doing what you're already doing. It's hard to build a freaking business, but it is so worth it when you can realize the potential you have, and the ability and the responsibility to help people. You know, these programs work. That's why we're here. We know these programs work. We know this community works. We know that if you trust the meal plan, if you trust the nutrition, and if you know, show up every single day in both of them, you'll see those life-changing results. You'll feel those life-changing results. And just to keep it simple, invite people to join you on this journey. Invite people to do Lift 4 alongside you, because we're going to be doing it all together starting next month. And say, hey, like, I'm doing this program. I've never done it before either. I'd love to have you there with me. Like, keeping it super simple. You know, this country, and I think a lot of the rest of the world, is at like the lowest point in history as far as health goes, and we have the ability, we have the responsibility to change that, to have that impact. We have that total solution. Like, that's why we're here. We are the solution, and I guarantee that we all know 3-5 people right here and now that could use our help. And it's just so simple as just talking to them. And, you know, I think I was getting caught up in a lot of other stuff, and I think a lot of us in the last few months were getting caught up in trying to overcomplicate things. And it's as simple as just talking to people and saying, hey, I have the solution. Our community is the solution. Like, come join me. Come on this journey with me. Not like behind me or in front of me, but alongside me, and go through this with me. And like Lift 4 is the perfect chance to do that, because we're all doing it together from the start. But that was kind of the biggest thing for me, you know, is making it simple in your social media, talking to yourself 6 months ago, a year ago. Talking to the people who need you, because there are people who need you right here now. There are people who need you today. There's people you haven't even met yet who are just dying to meet somebody like you to help them in this journey, to help them in their lives. And to do that, we just have to show up and, show love for them, and, lead from your heart and soul and why you're actually here. So, Leanna, I'll let you take over if you have some more to share, because I've got more, but I just wanted to touch on that because it took me a step back to why I started. And I was like, how truly transformational this opportunity as coaches is. It was like, whoa, this is why I'm here. This is why I signed up. And it's so simple when you think about it as we're just helping people, and these people need our help.
Yes, that's literally so good. Oh, I feel ya. I think that, I don't know if your notes or those thoughts came about when I think her name is Ashley something, maybe Ashley Smith or Michelle something, I don't know, but she talked about that in the sense of instead of thinking of coaching as this awesome opportunity, she kept saying coaching is our responsibility, because it's a job that gives us a platform to where we have this place and we can speak to other people's lives and speak life into their lives and speak health and speak whatever you choose to speak. It's so cool that we get to do that. And I always go back to the ability to build a business and grow a business, earn an income on or off of a platform where you're literally just shining your light and helping others. That is true freedom. And so I totally agree with Megan on everything. I'm yes, just preach a sermon. So the next thing in my notes, it's super similar on the same topic. So basically this was from Amy Silverman, I think, and whoever spoke with her, I don't even remember because I'm just obsessed with Amy Silverman. But she said, we need to remember that doubt is not permanent. So when you first start out as a coach, you're super scared and you're super doubtful of yourself, and it's just super or just kind of what's it called? You don't have something to look back on and be oh yeah, I helped that person and I helped that person. Once you start helping people, you get a little more confident. And so doubt is super easy, but we have to remember it's not permanent. So what they said to us to do is to faith it till we make it. So instead of letting fear hold us back, and instead of faking it, because sometimes if you're faking it till you make it, that can come off as fake, especially on social media. Instead, faith it, just believe in yourself. And that was the whole theme of Summit. So believing in yourself, like Megan said, until you literally, are living out your dreams. So setting goals for yourself, creating those vision boards, and speaking out your affirmations of what you want to be. If you're pushing for a diamond coach or a superstar diamond coach, saying every morning, I am a diamond coach. I am this superstar diamond coach. I have, a team of thousands or whatever, speak it out. Because I think that is being courageous, and that's having faith. And that's faithing it till you make it, and then just every day acting like that coach that you want to be. So I think it's good to find a coach in the network that you really, really look up to, who's maybe one of the top 10 or one of the really, really I don't even know, one of the elite 10 who you can look up to and be that's the coach I want to be. That's who I want to embody. But then obviously bringing you into that and your story, not being them, but just using them and where they're at. So another thing they touched on was what I just mentioned, this, just seeing this opportunity as a responsibility and more of a gift. We get to share this gift now. And since we are coaches, we have this platform, and it is our responsibility, because we're facing so and depression and anxiety and all these mental issues, which like we have a job where we can literally help people out of that. I've had so many challengers and clients in the past where they've come to me and said like, oh my gosh, like I don't know why, but my depression is going away or my anxiety is going away because they're starting a healthier life. And it's like crazy how those things can go hand in hand, but I'll take it. I'm like, yes, like more power to them for that. I love it. So what else did they say? So they talked a little bit about like when times get hard and like you contemplate quitting, which if you've ever contemplated quitting, like don't be surprised and don't think that you're the only one, because I've contemplated quitting so many times, like literally so many times. I was never close to like actually like canceling my account or anything like that, but I've definitely thought about it because there have been times when coaches tell you like they want to do this for life and then they quit on you and you're like, what the heck? I thought we were like working together. And it's sad, it's heartbreaking, but like you have to realize that if you give all of this up and you give up like working towards building a business or whatever, even if it's a part-time business, even if it's just a hobby, if you give it up, like what are you left with? I imagine me as I was before Beachbody and before coaching and before working on my health journey. And that's just not like what I want to go back to. And that's not the person that I want to be. And that's not like someone without community. That's horrible.
I'm going to touch on that real quick. Like it's natural, and there is not one successful coach who will tell you they never thought about quitting. Like it's hard. Building a business is hard. Like we're not going to try and sugarcoat that for you guys, but it's so worth it. Being able to build a business, doing something you love and something you're passionate about is like unheard of and incredible. And I'll touch on that in a little bit, but the, worst case scenario is not going back to where you were before. Like if you were to quit and you're like, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like I go back to where I was. Like that's not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is being this close to having that breakthrough, this close to having that compound effect actually show up and be able to leave everything that's bringing you down behind and live that life like you're truly, truly meant to be living. Like that's the worst case scenario, is quitting just before you're going to hit that point. And that's usually when it's going to happen. And Lana, I didn't want to cut you off, so I'll let you keep going and then I'll add in a few more things.
You're fine. But that's like such a good point to make, because I don't know if you guys have read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, but you should. It's seriously so amazing. It was the first book that I read by or just for coaching in general. That was the first book I read. But he talks about like the penny idea, and that, if you save a penny every single day for however many years, like at one point it's going to add up to like $3 million or something crazy like that. Whereas he like offers the second person, what is it, like $500,000, I think, or maybe it's 1 million in like a day or like right now. And so it's like an option of like, would you rather like wait and have the penny being given to you over the course of however many years, or get your $1 million right now? And I think like, they say like the dumb person chose the penny, or they chose the $1 million instantly, and the other person, like smart, wise person, chose like getting a penny every single day. And when I think it was like the person like spent all their money, instantly, and then the second person, like over a course of years and years, they get, or it compounds to like $3 million. And so I just love what Megan was saying, because it's literally like, if you quit, maybe it's 10 years down the road, maybe it's 5 years down the road, maybe it's 3 years down the road, or maybe it's like a day down the road. And that day before you quit is going to be the day when you literally, make your $1 million or whatever. You can translate that to anything really, like have your breakthrough, or lose the weight that you've been trying to lose, or whatever, get your dream team. So the last thing, I guess, from what they were talking about is, I think this is from them. They said, beware of the shame gremlins and shine light on them. So like every time you have a struggle you're going through in life, like that, like usually produces shame, and it'll produce like these shame gremlins. Like I struggle with digestive issues, and usually what happens for me, if anything, like if I have like a digestive like flare up, like I want to like hide that, and I want to like not tell anybody and be like, I'm a health coach, like I need to hide because that's like being imperfect and I don't want to share that. And so instead they said like shine light on your shame gremlins, like whatever it is you're going through, like post on social media, be raw, be vulnerable, share in your team, share in your fitness boot camps. And when you do that, like you're shining light on the shame, and like it can't like grow. It will start to like dissipate and like go away. And then people will also start to like talk or speak life into that, into those shame gremlins, and like help you. And in doing that, you're probably helping them too, because maybe they struggled with the same thing and didn't have anybody to talk to about it, or didn't know what to do with it. And so they weren't going to talk about it either. So you taking that step and being vulnerable and raw and real first, like it's allowing other people, it's giving them space to do that same thing. So I just love that so much. They said also your insecurities are your teaching moments. So know that like anytime you have an insecurity pop up or a shame gremlin from whatever it is you're struggling with, like you're going to learn the most in those times. Like in the hardest times is when you grow the most and like become a way better person because of what you're facing. And then lastly, they just said, like, ask yourself, if you want to like grow this business and you want to have success, like what is something that sets me apart from other fitness accounts or other people or other coaches or like whoever it is you're kind of like thinking of. And what they said is your content, which is your message, is like what shines through your posts. And so like you need to find those little things that are just, that make you you. Like if you're obsessed with vegan mac and cheese, or like you're obsessed with your dog, or I don't know, it's those really little like funny quirks. Like you love, like Taylor, you love to garden, or you're obsessed with like saving the planet and like being a minimalist or something. Like you have to share those little things that matter to you, because like your message is going to shine through that, and like it's going to make people love you. Because if you ever think of somebody in life that you truly love, that's like one of, you know, a memorable person or a friend, you always think of like, what's the thing that makes them them? And it's like, oh, they're just like a goofball and they're hilarious and they don't care what people think, or, oh my gosh, they're obsessed with leggings or cats or something. Like you'll remember those things. So find those things in yourself, share them, and like pour your message out through that, and it'll just set you apart. It'll be great.
So we've only got about 7 minutes left. I'm going to touch on a few like quotes that really, really struck me as far as the business side goes, and then try and save some time for questions. If you guys have any, if you have questions, you can just post them in the comments and we'll get to them. But as far as, you know, building the business, you can't take the easy way out. You have to stop looking for easy and start just trying to look for impact. Stop, you know, speaking to the masses and just speaking to the one person who needs to hear you here and now. Speaking to the you before this community. Speaking to you months ago before you had, you know, the help and the support of this community. Showing up daily with the mindset of how can I serve others? You know, building that trust. Nobody's gonna, you know, want to join you if you post once of you working out like a week, or you show like one call to action and it's like, well, that's the first time you've ever said anything. Like showing up consistently and building that trust in people, talking in your stories, letting them get to know you and get to know your life outside of like your Instagram. Your offline life is so much more important than those like 1 or 2 posts that you share a day. Sharing your day-to-day lives, things that are beyond just like that one fitness post, is so much more relevant, and it's how people will build trust in you as a human being. If you, I love this quote. If you let what other people might think about you stop you from doing anything, like you're gonna get stuck, because in reality, nobody's thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. And so often we hold ourselves back by worrying about what other people might think about us when they're really not thinking about us. Like they're not. And, you know, I don't want that to come off like as harsh, like you're not important, because you definitely are. But like we over like analyze these things in our heads. And so we have to treat this business like a responsibility the responsibility we have to make this world a healthier place, because it needs us. Nobody wants Fitness Barbie. They want to be on this journey with you, alongside you. So inviting them to join you on this. They don't want to see somebody who's picture perfect, because nobody's perfect. And that's just this unrealistic expectation. And it is a decision to go all in with this business. It is a decision to hit those ranks. It is a decision to hit Emerald. It is a decision to hit Success Club. And it is a decision to build this business, a conscious decision every single day. And it's so simple. So my focus that, is going to be taking it back to those basics, taking it back to, those little things that work day in and day out. I had like 2 more things I wanted to share. Where'd they go? Leon touched on it, the faith it till you make it, believe in yourself, believe that you can do this, that you can lead a team, that you can help people find success, until you do show people that you can lead them to success. And then I feel like a lot of times we kind of lie to ourselves in the like, oh, I don't have experience, I can't lead somebody. Oh, I'm not a leader. Oh, no, what other lies do we tell ourselves? Like, I'm too busy to do any of this. Like, the life you are currently living that is less than the life you deserve is the lie you're telling yourself. Allowing yourself to settle for less than the life you deserve is the lie that you're living, is the lie that you're telling yourself. And when they said that, I was like, oh my God, like that embodies everything I'm feeling in words. And it's so true. It is so true. I have so much more to share, and I know I'll do some more videos in my team page. We've only got under 3 minutes. Do you guys have any questions about anything Summit, like the schedule, or
can you say that last thing you said one more time? The lie or the life
you are currently living that is less than the life you deserve is the lie that you're telling yourself. So we keep thinking like, oh, I'm not a leader. And we're like, that's a lie I'm telling myself. Oh, I don't have the time. That's a lie I'm telling myself. Like, no, those are just bullshit excuses. Pardon my French. The lie you're telling yourself is saying it's okay to settle for less than I deserve, because that is not okay. That was my takeaway.
Okay, it says that we have less than a minute left, but basically it now before they stop being on sale and come next year, because it's literally amazing.
So good.
But so much good information and belief in you and your business.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It's going to cut us off any second.
Thank you, guys. Love you.